Want to know how I've taken over 30 flights to international destinations all over the world completely for free? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I've been doing so and how you can too. Over the past 5 years, I haven't spent any money on any of my international flights because I use credit card points. And when you learn how to optimize your credit card point use, it opens up a world of possibilities. So today we're going to talk about credit card points, what they are, how they work, and how you can redeem them for free travel, free flights, and free hotel stays. Full disclaimer here, guys, I am an American citizen and America has a really lucrative credit card point system. If you are based in another country or if you are a citizen of another country, please look into the offers in your own respective countries. Mainly, the information I'm going to be sharing today is applicable for you if you are also an American citizen. So if you're not familiar with credit card points, also known as either miles or cashback, is a way for banks to incentivize you to buy on credit instead of using like cash or a debit card. Right? So every time you make a purchase, you are basically putting it on your credit card, and those with really lucrative reward systems, they will give you either miles or points or cash back for every dollar spent. You may have heard of Chase or American Express or Capital One, and a lot of different brands and shops will have their own incentives for you using their credit cards. Many of these brands and businesses will have really generous sign-on bonuses. So, for example, a card might offer you 60,000 points if you spend $3,000 over the course of 6 months using their credit card. And when you hit that and get the sign-on bonus, you can then redeem it for travel, for cashback, or whatever their program is. The other thing you want to do is spend using the credit card. So if you're used to using cash or your debit card, you're not also getting points, right? So if you're going to buy something anyway, why not use your credit card? The banks only make money when you are paying interest, but if you pay off your balance in full every month, then they're not really making money off of you, and you can continue using the system to make it work best for you. Be sure to keep track of your spending because we don't want it to get out of hand. And my tip is use your credit card like a debit card, right? Keep track of how much cash you have and never spend more than what you can afford. So over the past 5-6 years, every expense in my personal life and also my business, I've put on a credit card, so you can imagine how many points and miles I've accumulated, right? And when you redeem it for travel, you save a lot of money. Next, we're going to cover how you can accumulate credit card points. First and foremost, basic housekeeping. From today going forward, I want you to put every single one of your business expenses and personal expenses on a credit card. No more using cash and no more using your debit card because it's basically just wasted points and miles you could have been accumulating. And in order to do that, we're gonna want to find the best credit cards for your unique situation. So based on how much you spend on a monthly basis, based on how much income you are earning, based on how much you can afford in annual fees, or if you prioritize shopping more than travel or dining, right? What you usually spend on will dictate what kinds of credit cards you get, whether you need ones with no foreign transaction fees. So all of these factors are for you to consider to find your perfect credit card to start with. So there are airline and hotel specific cards like the Hilton, American Airlines, JetBlue, United. And when you do your research, you're gonna wanna look at the annual fees, their rewards, and whether you should stick with one airline or whether you should get a generic spending card. Most of the time, I recommend signing for something like the Chase Sapphire Reserve, where you can accumulate points and then transfer all of them over to their travel partners instead of having to maintain loyalty to only one airline, but it's unique for your situation. The other thing you're gonna wanna look into is their sign-on bonus because it can range from like 50,000 to 100,000 points, and if you can meet the minimum spend requirements in the given amount of time. So to maximize your accumulation of points, you're going to want to hit the sign up bonus so you get that straight away. You're going to want to put every single thing you purchase on a credit card and also take note of the bonus categories. So some of them give you 3 times on dining, 5 times on travel. So you want to be aware of which categories you get extra points for. Sometimes you get referral bonuses, so if you get a friend to sign up using your link, you'll also get extra points that way. Other ways you can earn extra points are if you shop through their specific shopping portal. So a lot of these cards will have their own shopping portal that links with booking.com or links with different marketplaces, and when you make a purchase, you'll receive extra points. You can also download extensions like the American Airlines e-shopping portal, where every time you visit a partner's site, it'll notify you, hey, you can actually be earning 2 miles per dollar spent. So if you sign in with your American account, if you check out on that website and activate the plugin, you'll automatically get that airline specific point. Next, I'm going to share which credit cards I have, why I chose to sign up for them, how I use them to optimize my spend strategy, and also the benefits that come with each individual card. Another disclaimer here is for some of these cards, you do need quite a high credit score. So managing your credit is also something fundamentally so important because it just opens up more opportunities. So pay your balances on time every single month. Manage how much you are spending, how much you are saving, how much cash you have so that you can pay on time. Manage how frequently you open up credit cards, the age of your oldest account, and really get a grasp on your credit because it's going to help you so much when you apply for these cards. When I first started quote unquote points hacking back in like 2017 or 2018, I would sign up for an airline specific card. They would usually have their first year of annual fees waived. So I would reach the minimum spend requirement. I would get all of the bonus points, like 50,000 points, and then I would cancel the credit card before the second year. So I would basically get the points for free and I would have it transferred over to the airline and I wouldn't have the credit card open anymore. Because of this, I was able to book first class flights. You can book like one way from New York to Buenos Aires, Argentina for 50,000 points during certain months of the year, right? So even with the sign up bonus, you are getting that flight quote unquote for free. And what I would do is that I would move on to the next credit card. So I went from American to Delta to JetBlue to United. But now what I do is I stick with a blanket card so I don't have to worry about opening and closing cards, and I can transfer all of them over to their travel partners. The next card I opened after I went through that phase of bouncing around airlines is the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and that card I still have and use until this day. It's like my go-to card. It's for personal spending. There is a $550 annual fee, but every year it comes with $300 worth of travel credit. It comes with a $100 credit towards global entry. It comes with Priority Pass, which is a network of lounges in different airports around the world. You can bring guests, you get free food, free drinks, free internet. So with all of these perks, it's just been so worth it for me. When I first signed on, they were also doing a 100,000 points sign-on bonus. So it was just really easy for me to make the decision because I was obviously getting so much more than I was paying in annual fees. The next card that I opened was when I started the Wander Lover and I got my first business card. It's also Chase, and I have the Chase Business Inc. Preferred. So with that card, I can combine all of my points that I'm getting from my business spend with all of the points I'm getting from my personal spend using the reserve. So these two work really well hand in hand. What's great about the Chase Preferred is that it gives you 3 times the number of points when you spend on things like marketing and advertising. So all of these business expenses, I link it up to my Facebook Business Manager, and all of my ad spend, I get 3 times the number of points. The next credit card I have is also for my business, and it's also from Chase. There is a trend going on here, but you can see how I've been pooling all of my Chase points, right? So the next card I have is the Chase Business Inc. Unlimited, and that's 1.5 cash back on everything. So that's kind of like my blanket business expense card. If I'm not getting 3 times the amount of rewards, I might as well get 1.5% cash back. So this is really handy just to maximize your value if it's not hitting one of those bonus categories. Right now, I believe the sign-up bonus is if you spend $6,000 in 90 days, then you get like 90,000 points, which is so worth it. So definitely look into that. So with my 2 business cards, the Ink Preferred has, I believe, a $195 annual fee, but the Ink Unlimited has no annual fee. The next credit card I use is an Amex. So I'm diversifying my points between Chase and Amex because they have different transfer partners. And with the Amex, it's the personal gold, and I get 4 times the number of points when I spend on anything food related. So eating out, going grocery shopping, and this is my blanket card for anything food related. There is a $250 annual fee, but if you also spend, I believe it's like a few grand in 6 months, you also get 90,000 points. So with those 90,000 points, you know, it usually equals at least round trip flights somewhere internationally, at least 2 round trip flights. Like I think you can get round trip flights from New York to definitely anywhere in Europe for under 50K. So with these sign-up bonuses, you can redeem them for so much travel. The next credit card that I am planning to get within the next year is a Capital One Venture because I do want to collect points with all 3. I want Chase, I want Amex, and I want Capital One. So that is next in the lineup. Those are the cards that I currently use. For you, it's probably gonna look a little different, so definitely do your research on what you usually spend on, what kind of perks you're looking for, and what kinds of sign-on bonuses you are looking for. So now that we have accumulated tens of thousands of points, I'm going to explain to you how exactly you can redeem all of those points or miles for travel. There are 2 main ways that you can redeem all of these points or miles for travel. The first is through a booking portal with either the airline, the hotel, or your credit card. So for example, in the Chase portal, you can find a flight and it'll tell you you can either spend $500 in cash or you can use 50,000 points in order to book this flight. The second way is if you have Amex points or Chase points or Capital One points, you can then transfer, usually 1-to-1, all of your points or miles to their partners. So I can transfer 50,000 Chase points to British Airways or to Cathay Pacific or whatever their airline partners are. I can also transfer them to certain hotel chains. So all of these ways you can really maximize and see, hey, how many points is it for this hotel stay or this flight on their website, right? And then you can kind of start quote unquote travel hacking yourself. There is a really helpful website called point.me. It's similar to Google Flights. So you would search for a flight like you normally would, but instead of showing you options in cash value, it actually shows you all the different options with all the different ways you can book using points and miles. It will also show you how you can transfer your points from, let's say, Chase or American Express into the different airline partners. You can search for flights in economy or business and first, and most of the time you're going to be surprised at how little you can book flights for. There is a subscription amount, so you do need a subscription in order to make these searches, but if you travel a lot, it is so worth it. Okay, I know I packed a lot in this episode. If you've never heard of credit card points before, I hope this opens up a world for you that you can go explore. And if you have heard of credit card points, I hope this episode was full of resources. I'm going to link some of the links in the episode description, so feel free to check them out. And any questions, just let me know. I'm always one message away. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe.